Okay, hello everybody. We are here at the Mom Link and we are going to be talking about the upcoming summit. I am waiting for the beautiful Dr. Tanji to join me, and I am not Crystal. I'm going to change my name here, and still waiting for Dr. Tanji or some of our other beautiful Mom Link ambassadors to join us. Um, Aha, she is having a problem with the link. So give me one moment here while we send her the updated link. Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay, Dr. Tanji. And oh, here we go. All right. And here she is.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. It's great to see you.
Great to see you as well on this
You
awesome,
know,
beautiful Friday.
we're great business people, but tech sometimes still gets away from me, right?
Yes, that's okay. Let's
Indeed, it
make
is.
that.
Indeed, it is. So it's great to see you here. I was sending you an email to get you on, but you are on,
Well, it
so
looks
I don't
like
have
we
to
are
do that.
live now, by the way.
We are live.
Yes, we are live. So wonderful, wonderful. Happy Friday to you, Wendy. Friday to everyone in the Mom Link land and those of you that may not even be a part of the Mom Link. Welcome to today's broadcast. I'm here with the lovely Wendy Shore. And Wendy, it's super exciting. You are an ambassador of the Mom Link. You are one of those that will be speaking at our next virtual summit coming up on the 24th. I'm super excited because we have some powerhouse women a part of the Mom Link, and you're going to serve it. I know I've had the pleasure of meeting you in person, Wendy, and spending time at your gorgeous home in Florida. And we had such a ball there. And even beyond that, we connected on such an incredible level. And everybody is in for a treat because, guys, Wendy is going to serve up something so special. So, Wendy, please take a moment to introduce yourself and
Yes.
what are you passionate about when it comes to business?
Well, when it comes to business, I'm actually just passionate about business. But I have been in business for, gosh, over 25 years as an accountant, bookkeeper with my own company after working for Ernst and Young, and then into the restaurant business. Very passionate about the hospitality business, although I did leave that in 2017. And now I help other people start their business, right? Because here's the thing, I was offline for a long time. And as I get online, there's a lot of noise. I hear a lot of noise, and I hear a lot of people who are helping entrepreneurs, but they're helping them with marketing strategies. And I'm finding that the real issue that I have is that people don't know how to run a business, right? So they get the marketing strategies that may help them, enlarge their email list, or figure out how to do posting on Facebook, but they don't actually know how to run a business. And that's just not an insult. It's just that they were never taught, right? So unless you've actually been in the muck and run the business, do you know your numbers? Are you spending more than you're making? Right? Do you actually know who you're targeting? As you're spending money on ads, or as you're spending money on making videos and doing all this, is your message landing with the right people? And I have to tell you that I was one of those people who didn't really know who I was talking to. And I would sort of hear people say about niching down, and while I am still broad, right, what I did realize is that if my message was not the right message for my audience, or if I was trying to talk to somebody, it wasn't landing, I was just wasting a lot of time, a lot of money, and a lot of effort. And
So
so that's why I decided that that's what I was going to talk about at our upcoming summit.
In a time right now, Wendy, when many people say that the days are flying by, right? You hear that all the time. Maximizing those moments and being as productive as you can is so very vitally important. And I love that you're going to come in and you're going to tighten things up in people's businesses because strategy is so important. And sometimes many people, they just don't know how, like you said, to run a business and be strategic with what they need to do to get the job done in an effective manner, in an efficient manner too as well. And so thank you so much for what you're getting ready to provide. So Wendy, are you saying that when people come to the summit and hear you, are they going to be able to walk away with tangible things to really implement immediately? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. We're going to have a worksheet and we're going to talk about the strategy behind finding your target audience and then the strategy about what it is, the solution you're really providing.
Love it.
So, for example, in the health coaching industry, there are many people, right? So, if you are somebody who helps people lose weight, right? Then your message is not going to resonate with people who are maybe looking into getting into healthy bodybuilding, right? Or working out with weights. Or, I mean, yeah, granted, it overlaps, right? But that's not what they want. They maybe want to figure out how to properly lift weights. And if you're talking about weight loss, not weight training, your message is not going to resonate, right? So you have to figure out, first of all, what it is you're really promoting, what it is you're selling. And when I say product, product and service are interchangeable because if you're a coach or consultant, your product is your service.
Right.
So I use that term interchangeably. So you have to know who it's landing with. Marketing, right? When you talk about like digital marketing specialists, if I'm looking to do paid ads because I want to expedite my growth and I've done the organic. If you're trying to promote organic reach to me, well, I'm not your ideal client. I'm not the person that you want to be reaching. And if you try to go where I am and talk to me about organic reach, your message is going to get lost on me because that's not what I'm looking for. So it's really important that you know what it is that you're offering, and then you understand who it is that you're offering it to so that you can sell more and you can make a bigger impact.
Woo! Those two things right there, Wendy. Sell more, monetize, and make an impact, right? Because those are the two things that we really want to do. I want to just say, Wendy, that I know that you've had years of experience, right? Can you tell everybody how many years of experience have you had? Because you are an expert right now in what you're doing. So I want them to know that they're coming to get information from an expert who's been there, done that, and will help you do the same.
Well, I've been in business for myself for over 25 years. Um, that includes growing a small restaurant chain. And here's the thing. So what I'm talking about right now, same thing. I needed to know who my target audience is. Now, could I say that I want to reach everybody who goes out to eat? Yes, of course. I want everybody to come to my restaurant. My restaurants were great, right? Italian food restaurants. But I knew my demographics, right? So I had to look in my area. And by the way, I was in multiple areas with multiple demographics. So when I did ads in the Delray Beach Market and when I designed the restaurant in the Delray Beach Market, it was different than when I was in my Coral Springs market because it was a different demographic. Now, did they all want really good food? Yes. But in Coral Springs, that area was more family.
Yes.
Where in the Delray Beach area where I was located, it was more retirees.
Wow.
different
And
demographics.
first, to be able to be successful in a restaurant, in the restaurant business, is huge in itself. And then to have to dabble between different markets, and a lot of people, Wendy, that will be coming to the summit, they want to break barriers. They want to get in other markets. They want to see their business really not just be in one particular place. So I love that you're going to help us break through the doors and be able to serve that particular market, not change what we do, not change our message. But so you're saying not
No.
change the message, but there's a sort of adaptability that you've got to have as well. Is that what you're saying?
You have to adapt your message because you're not necessarily, well, you know what? Here's the thing. Maybe your product does need tweaking, right? So
Yeah.
part of a lot of what I do with my clients is I help them create business plans. And in doing so, you really figure out what it is that your business is doing. A business plan is a roadmap, right? And if I want to go from here to there, right, I kind of want to get there. I'm not on a sightseeing tour. I don't want to go off road, right? I don't want to, see the forest, and I don't want to see the lake. I do if I'm on vacation, but this is business, and I want to get from here to there with the least amount of resistance as possible and as quickly as I can. And, granted, we're always going to make some mistakes along the way, but when you have a business plan, you know what it is you're offering, you know who you're offering it to. You research so you can see maybe gaps in the market where your offering with a little tweaking could really, really help more people, right? But with that, the message changes a little bit because your product changed a little bit. And focusing in on that and really knowing where you're going and then knowing your numbers is really the key to success when it comes to business.
Ooh, the numbers thing, Wendy. That is
Numbers are very important.
the numbers. Yes, the cash flow is huge, and knowing different places to increase that cash flow, knowing where to go after, especially with grants and all those things. There's so many things that I know that you can share with everybody. I know we're going to have a limited amount of time, but you got to get there. Make sure you don't miss any minute of Wendy. Again, you guys are joining. We are getting ready to hear from Wendy Shore. She has been in business for over 25 years, guys. She's been there. She's done that. She's ran successful companies, and she's done it as a powerhouse, like individual entrepreneur on her own. Like, I mean, Wendy, I'm sure you've had people that have supported you, but I see you as this woman powerhouse that have been like moving and shaking. And I am super excited about hearing what you've got to say. So, Wendy, when you talk about
Yes.
we're going to get something tangible, right? And it's going to be something that's going to help everybody get more specific and granular in their business. Have you worked with clients before that you've done this very same thing to, that you've seen transform their business?
Oh,
Can you talk
multiple.
about
Yes. So, first, it's a process, but the most important part of the process really is defining your target audience. Because if you don't know who it is that you're talking to, you're going to spend a lot of time, effort, and money with going in the wrong direction and not, again, resonating with who is your ideal client. So we're going to figure out who is your ideal client, and then what it is, the problem that you're solving for them, and how you're going to position your messaging. So in doing that, sometimes you realize that who you wanted or thought was your ideal client may not be. And um, I've had clients that have come back to me with, you know, I don't do the work for you. I make you do the work. Because if I do it for you, then the next time you start a business, you're going to need somebody to do it for you again. And not only that, but if you ever want to go for financing, if you want to go for grants, you have to know your business. You have to know your numbers. You have to know, how did I come up with the thought to do this, right? Do you ever see Working Girl, right? With Melanie Griffith, she's in the elevator and like, how did you come up with this? And she's like, well, I was on the train and I was reading this paper and then I put this and I put it together. And I thought, something radio. I forgot the name of the, right? It was one of my favorite movies though. And then Sigourney Weaver is like, yeah, no, help me. How did I come up with that? How did I come up with that? Right? Because she didn't do the work. She stole the idea. Right. So when you do the work and you know the effort that goes behind it, right? And business is not a magic pill that you take and you're a guru overnight and a success. And the people that promote that drive me nuts because the only thing that they've really done is to sell their course that they're going to make you an overnight success. And then people are wasting time and effort trying to find this, you know, magic
Fine.
thing that's going to make them this overnight success. And the thing is, you can be a huge success. But if you ask most of the people who are overnight successes, they've spent time and effort becoming an overnight success. And then one day something just hit and they've changed their business, they've changed their messaging. And then once they really got clear on what it was that they were doing and who it was that they were serving, that's when their business really grew.
Woo! That's so good. Wendy, you talked about grants going after money because there's so much money out there, especially for women owned businesses and all of that. But you talked about like you got to know your stuff.
Yeah.
And I have been in a hot seat before. I've gone after like different competitions. I've been in business pitch competitions. And I remember people winning, and it was because they were so granular there. And they didn't even have a lot of stuff out there in the market yet. And I have a dear friend, she just got a great size grant. And guess what? Her business has not even been in as long as mine has been in. She actually just conceptualized it. But because she was so specific and she knew the numbers, she knew her target audience, and everything was so succinct, that's when the money comes because that's really essentially what they want to see. So I love that you're going to help people get more specific, Wendy, with that so that people can begin to get that low hanging fruit, which is a lot of times those grants that people are just wanting to give away.
Right. And you know what? Here's the thing. You know, a lot of times people will talk about, I want to scale my business. And then you ask them, well, what is your business and how are you going to scale it? Or what's the next thing you're going to do? And they really don't know. They
So
just want to
true.
grow. But how do you grow if you don't know where you're going?
Oh, very good. That that is good because if people say, okay, in the next 5 years, 10 years, if you can't spit out how much money you're going to make, how you're going to get there, like there are people who are waiting right there. There's an opportunity, there's an investor, whatever, but they want to know that you know how much money that you're going to scale between if you're just starting 5 years, right? And if you've been in business for a while, what's the next 10 years going to look like? But you got to know that stuff.
But
So
even more
I'm
importantly, how are you doing it? You know,
about
it's great to say, I want to go, I'm making, you know, 5 figures now and I want to go to six. I'm making, $3,000 a month and I want to make 10. I'm making 10, I want to make 25. But how are you going to get to that number? What is it in your business are you going to do differently? Because what got you here isn't going to get you there. So there's a lot of strategy involved in figuring out what the next step is as well, right? But the problem is some people don't even know what they're doing now. They can't even think about the next step. So you have the people who are starting that need to figure out what they're doing now, and then you have the people who are doing pretty well, right? But they need to figure out what their next step is so they can continue to grow and to, offer more, or just, like we at the Mom Link, we always talk about making an impact. And that's because we're very passionate about helping other women entrepreneurs to grow, to scale, to have the right mindset, to have the right money mindset, to really figure out how to do it, right? And with the least amount of inconvenience as possible to them.
yes, yes, and with the least amount of inconvenience, because you talked about a business plan, and someone else is going to take that part, right? When
Yes.
people come to the
Yes.
mom, they're going to get to know how do I make and revise my business plan and have something that is not so grueling, being 1 to 5 pages, but you are then going to take on this part of it. I mean, this is going to be such a power packed conference, and everybody that's coming is about to elevate because guess what? We are in month June, right? And we
Right.
want the most and have the most impact in the least amount of time, right? Before the first of the year, we're saying that we want to be guns blazing, running in to 2024 and getting and guaranteeing more for our business. So, Wendy, this is super exciting. So, there's things that I'm sure that you've learned along the way. And I know you're getting ready to share, but it didn't come from hard, like falls, right? Sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Talk
Hmm.
a little bit about that, Wendy, because we see the glory, but a lot of times people say, "Do you know the story?" Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I like that. I like that. You know, I did. I learned. I had a lot of falls along the way. There were times where I didn't listen to other people's advice because ugh, you don't know. I know. I know. I'm in my business. I know. And they were just trying to guide me, right? And I think that I really wish that I had a community of people like us who have had the hard knocks. I learned about negotiating leases, right? And what I can do and what to make sure is in there. Um, I had somebody that came to me who said, I didn't even know I could negotiate a lease. Like it was handed to them and they thought that was it. They had to sign it. And so, uh, you know, these are things you learned along the way. Um, there were things that I'm looking back at a lease that I signed right before the market crashed in 2008. And if I could do it differently, I would do it differently. Right. Um, and here's what's really funny. And that's why I love like the glory, but you don't know the story. I was very lucky for a long time, right? Because I really do have a great business strategy head.
Yeah.
And I found great locations and I could anticipate, especially when it came in the restaurant business, I can anticipate what people wanted, right? What the next cool trend was, but without being too trendy. Because if you're too trendy, you go out of style. Um, but like, for example, I built a restaurant with an indoor, outdoor bar and fire pit that was designed in 2008. Nobody was doing that yet except I saw it in Las Vegas. Somebody did something really cool like that. And so I opened up this ultra lounge and I called it that. Um, but I just told you I signed the lease in 2008, right before everything crashed.
Wow.
And I still spent my entire life savings, over $1 million, building this restaurant, which I then had to close. And it was my first failure. But there's a couple of things. One, I still don't consider it a failure because to this day, and I kept it going till 2011 by taking money out of my other businesses, another mistake. Um, to this day, I still have people coming up to me and tell me it was their favorite restaurant of all time. It was the greatest place, So it wasn't a failure in that aspect, but it was the first time that I ever had to close a business. And it was the only one I've ever had to do it with, right? But what I learned from that experience is invaluable. You can't put a price tag on it. And the other thing is, as a person, you don't know what you're made of until you go through adversity.
That's so
And I
true.
was very lucky in my life. That was the first time I really went through such something so tough, but I realized what I was made of. I didn't stick my head in the sand. I didn't cry, woe is me. I'm like, okay, what am I going to do and how am I going to fix this? And what's the next thing that I'm going to go on to? So I think you learn a lot. But I also wish that I had a group of people because, as an entrepreneur, sometimes it's a very lonely journey, and I had a bunch of employees. I had hundreds of employees and I had great, great, great people that worked with me. But I needed an advisor who was at the same level or better yet, 3 steps ahead of me to say, listen, when I did this, I made a mistake and I don't want you to make the same mistake that I made
Yeah.
along the way. So let me help you. And that's
Oh,
what we're doing here at the Mom Link. And
yeah.
and that's kind of why I'm so passionate about doing it, is because if you have that person who's just a couple of steps ahead or 10 steps ahead helping you, that you don't fall backwards, that's really important.
Wendy, you just said it. I mean, when you have people that have been there from experiences and that you don't have to go through those experiences yourself, and with a group of women that all have something to provide, I mean, it is invaluable, like you said. And I am so grateful that I get to share this space with you. You know, with someone that's all the way in Florida. I'm here in Chicago. You know, we've got Crystal and Camille in Canada, right? We've got Mary and Kim in New Jersey, like Mary Massey, like all this territory is being covered, and
Yep.
there are experiences that we are all walking through in our businesses and life. So to be able to come together and share that and elevate one another and make sure that we're pouring in, because what you have, I need. What I have, you know, like in the vice versa, like there's so much. So
Absolutely.
we're really in a gifted space. This is like a gift to all of us. The Mom Link is a gift, and I'm super excited, Wendy, about what everyone's going to walk away from. Everyone needs to make sure that they're getting their tickets, right? That they are getting their virtual tickets, because it's free too. To
It's
be
free.
able to even have that is really cool, because this is a gift that we want to give to everyone that's been in support of the Mom Link. We see this thing really like taking over the nation and shifting the narrative with women coming together and collectively collaborating. This is going to be powerful.
You know what my feeling is? You know, one of the mantras of the Mom Link was always to give value, right?
Yeah.
And I remember back when we first started, it was like, you know, we want you to come and speak. And it's not one of those where we're going to tell you why you need something and then try and sell you something at the end, right?
Right.
And it was always put from the beginning like this has to be about adding value to the community. I will tell you that this free ticket is worth thousands of dollars. Like if you
Yeah.
paid 1997, right? Because that just seems to be a number, right? If you paid $1,997, you would be thrilled. You would feel like you got your money's worth. So the
Right.
fact that you can grab it for free is kind of a no-brainer, right? Like just grab the ticket, join us and see what we're all about, how we are a community of
Right.
women who really support women.
Right.
That's
And
my feeling.
yes, see the community, and you just have to take those steps too, and do the work, you know, and make sure that there's action behind what you desire to do in your life. And one of the things, Wendy, one of my mentors, she's very successful, and I asked her, I said, what it made you, you know, so successful in business? She said, definitely networking community. She said, go to every networking thing. And she said, keep your cupboards clean. I said, what do you mean by that? She said, organization. She said, those are
Mm,
the two things that has made her become most successful. And so what you are adding is organization in the businesses of so many that are going to come, because you have to being able to know the direction. It makes you feel so much clearer mentally, right? When you're just so combobulated, you don't know how you're going to get there, you know the route you're going to take, you don't know, you know how much money you need, then
right.
there's no clear direction, there's clutter, right? So when I think of when she said keep your cupboards clean, is what she said. That's what she said, keep your cupboards clean. And this, you're clearing the business cupboards, right? So that we can all shift. And it's kind of like a button, you know, when you have a button that's loose on your clothing, it doesn't fit properly, right? It's still there, it looks okay, but once you get those buttons where they need to be, everything's nice, it fits good. And
Right.
you are going to
Right.
fix our buttons, Wendy.
I'm not going to loosen up the buttons. I'm going to fix the buttons.
Woo, woo. Yes, we'll save that for Shakira. Is that the Shakira? Loosen up my buttons, baby. Okay, we'll save that for Shakira. She loosens the buttons, but Wendy's gonna tighten the buttons. So, Wendy, is there anything that you want to say else to the community? I know we're getting to our 30-minute time, but is there anything that you want
That's
to say?
the Pussycat Doll.
Yes, the pussycat. Listen, buttons. Yeah. So, what do you want to say?
You know what? I'm so looking forward to seeing everybody. It is a week away. It is a
Oh,
week away. Grab your ticket, free, the Mom Link Club virtual ticket. I
yes.
think I'm pointing in the right place, but somewhere here you'll be able to see where to get your ticket and make sure you get your ticket and join us live replay will be available. So if you sign up, we'll have your email. We'll be able to send you the replay if you miss anything live. But these are going to be actionable steps that you can take to move your business forward. And we look forward to seeing you. Yes.
I will have my front row seat, my virtual front row seat, Wendy. I'm looking forward to what you're going to serve. I know it's going to be so good. The table's been prepared, everybody. Come and eat with us. All right.
I like the hospitality references.
Yeah, that's right, because that's right.
See what I'm going to serve up.
Yes, come see what Wendy's going to serve up, you guys. She told us she had the best restaurant. Wait till you see the best thing that she's going to serve for you. On the 24th, get your tickets, stay locked in to the Mom Link, and we'll see you very soon. Thank you, Wendy. Thanks, everybody.
Wait. Don't go yet. Hold on 1 second. Question.
Yes.
Isn't it the 23rd?
That's right. Okay, so you are, did we say that? The 20th, you guys?
Yes, because originally we were going to do the 23rd and the 24th.
That's right.
And due to some travel issues, we're doing all live on the virtual on the 23rd.
That is stuck in my head. I got to clear that clutter. The 23rd. You on the 23rd. That's why you got to register. Register so you can get the link, so you can join us on Zoom. We'll get to see everybody's faces. There's nothing like that too, right, Wendy? Where we'll be in that same space. We'll get to see everybody's faces and network too as well. And
absolutely,
it's valuable. So I'm looking forward to it.
Same here. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody's face and then planning our live meetup, which I think will be happening in October.
Super. And take a picture of us, Wendy. We're going to be getting together on tomorrow, if anybody's watching, and it's our pre-celebration before the summit. We're going to have a dance party, a fitness dance party tomorrow, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time and 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So anybody wants to come and kind of get jazzed up for the 23rd, come and do it with us. All right?
Absolutely. Okay. I love it. You know what? Wait, hold on. I want to take a picture here too. I'll see you later. Bye, sweetie. Thank you. Thank you for being my host. Appreciate it. Trying to figure out, again, how do you end this?